Let's do it. Are you my friend? I'll admit, I'm confused. I used to friend request and now I follow. Am I in this alone? I once thought that birds flew solo, each bird on its own, just feathers and bone, relying alone on their wings to soar. Now I see that even though they move independently, they are part of something much greater than what they could be individually. And like a bird, I may sing to my own music and dance to my own drum, but connections ground me, reminding me that I am not alone. My purpose is greater than me, myself, or I. I once believed that whether or not I chose to use my gifts was my prerogative. But does bearing my talents to you or I any good? Pardon my mind delay, sometimes I may need to remind my mind what it's capable of, jog myself from doubt to a confident state. See, I am not alone, my friend, and neither are you. I see you. We are in this flock together for the better, and together we thrive. Together we thrive. Let's do it. Are you my friend? I'll admit, I'm confused. I used to friend request and now I follow. Am I in this alone? I once thought that birds flew solo, each bird on its own, just feathers and bone, relying alone on their wings to soar. Now I see that even though they move independently, they are part of something much greater than what they could be individually. And like a bird, I may sing to my own music and dance to my own drum, but connections ground me, reminding me that I am not alone. My purpose is greater than me, myself, or I. I once believed that whether or not I chose to use my gifts was my prerogative. But does bearing my talents to you or I any good? Pardon my mind delay, sometimes I may need to remind my mind what it's capable of, jog myself from doubt to a confident state. See, I am not alone, my friend, and neither are you. I see you. We are in this flock together for the better, and together we thrive. Together we thrive. Let's do it. Are you my friend? I'll admit, I'm confused. I used to friend request and now I follow. Am I in this alone? I once thought that birds flew solo, each bird on its own, just feathers and bone, relying alone on their wings to soar. Now I see that even though they move independently, they are part of something much greater than what they could be individually. And like a bird, I may sing to my own music and dance to my own drum, but connections drown me, reminding me that I am not alone. My purpose is greater than me, myself, or I. I once believed that whether or not I chose to use my gifts was my prerogative. But does bearing my talents do you or I any good? Pardon my mind delay. Sometimes I may need to remind my mind what it's capable of. Jog myself from doubt to a confident state. See, I am not alone, my friend. And neither are you. I see you. We are in this flock together for the better, and together we thrive. Together we thrive. Let's do it.
Okay, I am ready as well. Let's go. Are you ready, Marcia?
Yes, I am.
Are you my friend?
Greetings. Welcome to Golden Sessions with Doc.PEACE on KNSJ 89.1 FM radio. I'm Doc.PEACE, Doctor of Pharmacy, Transformational Rhythmic Speaker, and Empowerment Guru. Golden Sessions is a time for us to connect and reset with doses of inspiration to empower confidence and foster global unity. Featuring golden starlings from all over the world who are shining their light so bright to ignite our light and remind us all that together we thrive. Today we have an incredible guest for you, Miss Marcia McCray. Marcia McCray is an author, international best-selling co-author, serial entrepreneur, trainer, and the principal founder of Marcia McCray Omni Media. Marcia intends to shatter the gospel of sameness, by helping people embrace and leverage their individuality in their lives and businesses. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us today, Miss Marcia.
Thank you so much, Doc.PEACE, for having me. I am excited.
You're so welcome. I'm excited to connect with you and for you to share more of what it is that makes you gold, because I know you are gold. You are a genuine, original, loving dreamer. So can you share with us, how did you discover your golden attributes and what are they?
You know, I found them throughout my entrepreneurial journey, which is crazy, which was 10 years ago. I started full time in my business 10 years ago. Actually, it'll be 11 June 30th. Woo!
Woo!
Anyway,
Over
so
a decade of gold.
weird to say that. Yes, yes. So I had several golden nuggets that have helped form me as an entrepreneur. So I think one of them is perseverance, persistence, becoming more authentic with myself, really facing and confronting issues myself, of things that I had no idea were there until I started the entrepreneurial journey. So that's the crazy thing. I was trying to hide. I just realized that like about 5 years ago, I was trying to hide from being seen by everybody. So I would, like in my business, I would go behind the scenes and work out all these systems, working on the systems of things, as opposed to actually getting out and talking to people and networking. Ooh. So yes, the serious introvert within me. So, you know, I was like, I did not want anybody to know me, but yet I wanted to make money. Hello. How are you going to make money without talking to people?
Right? How are you going to make money without telling people what it is that you do and sharing what you
Absolutely.
do with others? How would they know what you do?
No, it's true.
So, how did you, first of all, why were you hiding?
You know, it was this thing, this crazy thing. I think part of it, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but we tend to think, oh God, if I'm successful, then I'm going to have to do this. I have to kick it up a notch. I'm going to have to do something different. I'm going to have to step out of a comfort zone.
Mm,
And that was one of the things that I really had to deal with. And
mm,
just that fear of success. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's real. That is very real. And
yeah,
then another one was imposter syndrome. I felt like, oh, well, who's going to want to talk to me? Who's going to want me to help them,
yeah,
develop their brand and everything?
yeah,
And those were like all false things. That
mm,
that mindset thing is a major thing with entrepreneurs,
yeah,
you
yep,
know, and and
definitely.
just and just that will set you back several times. You know what? I heard this saying. I think they said 80% or 90% of your entrepreneurial journey is the mindset, and the rest is the work.
Whew,
Doing the work.
80 to 90%
Yes,
is
yes.
mindset.
So it is, because you know what? If that mindset is like so skewed and screwed up, you're not going to be able to execute anything. You'll be
Yeah,
like in the corner. Hello. I was like holding myself. I was like, oh God, I'm a mess. I was a hot mess. I really was. And you have to
wow.
get out there and you have to confront things. But I had it through a coach. That's how I needed somebody from the outside to see me, because we have blind spots.
That's so
All
true.
people have blind spots. And so having that coach to really help me to confront some issues, and that was some time. It took some time.
So, where do you think these limiting beliefs stem from?
Oh God. From school, let me tell you, the perfectionism from school, elementary school, or nursery school. Let's take it way back.
Mm,
So, oh, color inside the lines. Don't color outside the lines. You hear teachers tell you. See, those things, little things like that, actually, they affect your mind. They affect you, the way you perceive things. So that's all telling a child, be perfect. Coloring outside is a mistake. That's a mistake. You don't want to ever make mistakes. And that's not the case. You want to make mistakes. You
ooh,
want to fail. You want to,
why?
and that's it, because you won't learn anything. If
Oh,
you're so afraid, of making mistakes, and being like, oh, they're going to look at me like I'm this like imperfect being. Well, hello, guess what? You are. I
yeah.
mean, it just is.
So,
So,
Marcia, let me ask you this. Do you color outside the lines now?
oh, darn straight. My thing, I have challenged the norm and do business as unusual. Okay. And that
Ooh,
means don't let people tell you this is how it should be done. There are over 7 billion people in this world. Do you understand, doc.PEACE? Over 7 billion people. So that means there are over 7 billion different possibilities of running a business, of living your life the way you want to live it. So, I mean, but we fall into this thing, gospel of sameness. And that's the thing that's what I think kills a lot of people. The richest place, where the richest place on the earth is? Do you know
where?
where that is? The graveyard. Why? Because people die without actually accomplishing who and what they were meant to do and be.
Mm-mm.
And so
Ooh,
it's like, because we're all like, okay, well, I need to be like Joe over here or Sue over here so that I don't stick out. I need to follow the in crowd.
mm,
But you're not built, people are not built that way. And I'm not saying everybody is going to be
yeah.
perfect, but
So,
yeah.
wow. Okay, so the richest place in the world is the graveyard because we take our dreams and our
Yep.
aspirations and
Yes.
our true desires with us. That is so, it's so, such a sad thought.
It is.
So,
It really is.
Marcia, how do we break free from the sameness? What is this gospel of sameness that you help others break free from? And honestly, how did you turn your limiting beliefs into what I call an expanding belief to help you break free?
You know, there are things, honestly. having a mentor or coach helps tremendously,
Mm.
because they can help walk you through certain things that maybe that you don't see, like I said
Yeah.
earlier about blind spots. So having a coach or a mentor, or even a therapist, if you need a therapist, those are, also, I feel like, knowing your values. Okay, we know them up here, right, in the mind, but I think we need to write them down,
Oh,
record them somewhere, do it in a computer, do it in your sketchbook, whatever. But those things, you need to look at those things. This is who I am. This is how I'm unique. Okay. And then also, I'm going to tell you something that I'm crazy about. I love assessments. I'm a freak for assessments, like 16personalities.com, and things like that, because what that does, when you take those assessments, they help you to see, oh my god, this is why I was acting this way. And then it helps you to, now they're not all like 100% correct, but it gives you a starting
yeah.
point to
Okay.
start looking at yourself. So it's like introspective. You have to be introspective, but then
Wow.
share with
Okay.
others.
Okay. Take the time to be introspective. Give ourselves the time to acknowledge our worth, our
Yes,
values, our core
yes.
values. Realize that we are gold, right? We are
That's
all
right.
gold. We are
That's
all
right.
genuine, original, loving dreamers. Now we need to take the time to acknowledge what it is that makes us gold.
Yes.
So you've done the work, Marcia. In the past 10 years, you discovered that you wanted to break free. You did the work to break free. What have you accomplished these past 10 years that have shown you that this was worthwhile? Doing the work was worthwhile.
So, one, self-care. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but I did exercise. I found out that taking care of myself, I can't help anyone else if I don't take care of myself. And, another is that I was able to develop 5 different brands. I mean, they're like really well, they're doing very well. So it's not like, and, just having that confidence and the strength and the ability to express who I am to the world, and not let anyone else define me. So these are things, and that mindset of being held back, I don't have that anymore. Sometimes it tries to creep in. That's reality.
Mm.
But I refute it with another positive thought,
Ooh,
to
okay. Let's
get
go
rid of
back.
the.
Let's go back to that real quick. You said sometimes you've done this hard work, right? But
Hmm.
still, after 10 years of doing the work, there's going to be moments where you still have to do some work.
Oh
So
yeah.
you just said that sometimes there's
Yep.
negative thoughts that come in still, and you have to replace them with a positive thought.
Yep.
Can you give us an example like that, something that recently came up, maybe in the past year, because this year was quite difficult for many of us. Can you give us an example of where a situation came up and you had to tap into your expanding beliefs and give yourself that positive thought to move forward?
Okay, here's something that I used to say, I don't say it as much anymore, but I would say, "Oh God, I wish I can't afford this. I can't afford this." So instead, I refute it with, "Okay, what can I do to afford this? I
Mm.
can afford it. I can afford it. If I don't pay my rent or something like that, I can pay it." Seriously, no. People say, "I don't have the money. I'm broke. I can't do this." Well, you can. Like, if it's your rent money, you can use that. I wouldn't suggest it. I think it's a negative thing, but it doesn't mean you're broke. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You just choose not to use the money in that manner.
yeah,
And so I think that's something that I had to reiterate within my
yeah.
my brain. And
Okay.
then not letting people, you guys, another thing, I just have to say this one thing, is someone telling me that, this is who you are. No, no one defines me. No one. And I used to sit there and sit quietly and like, really? You think so? No. I'm like, no, you do not define me. I am who I am. That's
Wow.
another,
So
that's a big,
you define your own self.
that's right. You define it, because if you don't, other people will do it for you.
Mm,
Other people
yes.
and other brands will do it
So
for you.
true. So true. People impose their own limiting beliefs on you,
Yep, they
and
do.
that's what creates their reality. But when
Yep,
they impose their limiting beliefs on you, they're creating your reality for you. But
absolutely.
we have the power to create our own
Oh,
reality.
own. Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Yes. I
Yes.
love this conversation, Marcia. Whew. So you mentioned that you have 5 brands. Can you
Yes.
briefly go over those 5 brands?
Yes. So the Brand Naked Agency is a branding firm where we help entrepreneurs discover, themselves, discover and develop the power of their uniqueness. Okay, and how
Okay.
they can communicate that. Then
Brand
I've
Naked
got
Agency.
then I've got the Hive University and Community. They're together. Okay, I've got Where Art Meets Design, an e-commerce brand. I've got Hug a Plush. That's another brand. And then I've got the Busy Entrepreneur's Guide, which is a DIY toolkit.
Whew.
That's,
Wow.
yep. So,
That's incredible. So you have 5 different brands that express all of your uniqueness, your
mhm,
creativity, and your expertise.
yep,
So you're not putting yourself in a box, you're expressing all of you and painting outside the lines.
yep, absolutely. And people used to tell me when I was younger, God, you're just all over the place. Well, guess what? Me being all over the place has helped me monetize being all over the place.
Woo! Preach.
So that's why you
Yes.
can't listen to that, you know,
Yes.
those
Yes.
negative voices.
Yeah.
So
That's so true because again, it's their limiting beliefs that
that's
they're.
right.
But you
That's
you don't
right.
have to let those limiting beliefs be imposed on you. I love
That's
what you
right.
said about saying no. It's my life. I will tell myself how I'm going to live it. I will tell
That's right.
myself who I am. And I think that's so important for us to hear right now.
Yep.
And I appreciate you for sharing this amazing insight with us. We are going to take a quick break, but I am excited to dive right on in and share more of your golden amazingness and your golden nuggets. So again, you are listening to Golden Sessions with Doc Peace on KNSJ 89.1 FM. We are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So stay tuned. And we're back. You are listening to Golden Sessions with Doc Peace on KNSJ 89.1 FM. I'm Doc Peace, and we are here with Mrs. Marcia McCrae. And we're going to just dive right back on in. We were talking about your 5 brands, and one of them that you mentioned was Hug a Plush. What is a plush, and why would you want to hug it?
So, you guys, when I first started out in my business, I that was what I was doing. I was creating these like drawings. They were actually drawings. Hug a Plush were actually drawings of these plush toy creatures. And that was a way for me to get like that creative side out of me. Because now keep in mind, I was trained as a graphic designer. So I was always told, this is how you do this. I want you to do
Mm,
it this for me. But I needed to let out my creative outlets. And so I created this handmade plush toy line. Okay. So, but what stopped me from doing that is that it became limited, right?
yeah,
Because I couldn't keep up
yeah.
with demand, and hand making them, you know. But then I reintroduced them back like probably like 4 years ago. And they're like in my Where Art Meets Design store. So all of my stuff like cross brands. So, and now they're like not just plush creatures, but they're posters, pillows, that kind of thing. Other than
Wow,
these. Yep. So that's
that
how, yep.
that's incredible. I kind of want a plush. I'm not gonna lie. I love hugging plush toys. Um, but that's so awesome that you pivoted. You did what people told you to do for a bit, but then you were like, no, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna color outside the lines, and I'm going to integrate not just with this product base into my business, but also have this service base and connect the two.
Yep.
Okay, I
Yep.
love that. Pivoting. Sometimes you got to pivot,
And it's okay to pivot.
and it's okay to pivot. It's okay to pivot. So, thank you for sharing more on that because that really sparked my curiosity, and I'm sure it might have sparked others. This Hug a Plush brand. So, in what ways are you aligned with your purpose, Marcia? Now that you are coloring outside the lines, do you feel that you are living your best life in real time?
I do. I do. When I stop letting other people define me, and when I stop thinking about being broke,
Woo.
that's
Okay.
that's
Well,
another one.
let's get into that. What does that
Mhm.
mean? What does that mean for you, being this idea of being broke?
Okay. So, like a few years back, I knew the mindset of not wanting to be seen. So, dug myself into developing the Where Art Meets Design brand, and I got caught up in the systems of that. And what happened, I was just literally that caught up in the systems without making money. I was like, no, that's not going to work. I need to make money. I'm an entrepreneur. It's not about just giving or, you have to make money to survive as a business. And so the thing is, I was broke both mentally and financially. And that's when I decided I had to step out,
Whew.
to get seen.
Okay, you were broke mentally and financially.
Yep. Because let me go into that broke
Yes,
mentally.
please.
So when I was broke mentally, I was I was more I was really stressed out thinking that, oh God, woe is me. Oh, this is not working. This isn't like all the negative thoughts just started bombarding. I'm not good enough. Who's going to really want what I have? It really got worse. It was really bad, you know, and you know, that's why I'm talking about that mindset thing
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that will set
Yeah.
you back every
Mm-mm.
time.
And it doesn't serve anyone.
It does not. It really
Mm-mm.
doesn't.
No. Yeah.
And it also brought in the thing of comparing myself to other people. And someone said, and I think it's Bishop T.D. Jakes, he said, comparing yourself is an act of violence against the self. And that's powerful. I think that's so
Woo!
powerful.
Can you say that again?
Comparing yourself to someone else is an act of violence against yourself because you're not looking at yourself. You're looking more at other people and thinking, God, I wish I could be that way. You're not looking at who you are, who you were designed uniquely to be.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so you realized that you were broke mentally, that you were looking outside of yourself,
Hmm.
and you're committing acts of violence continuously against yourself
Yep.
by comparing yourself to others, by thinking, okay, who am I to do this? Who am I has got to be one of the most dangerous phrases that you could ever say. Who am I to accomplish this? Who am
Yep.
I to succeed? So it sounds like you were caught in what I call a negativity tunnel,
Yep.
negative thought tunnel, where one negative thought is coming after the next negative thought, and before you know it, you're surrounded by darkness.
It's true.
Mm. So, and on top of that, you were financially broke as well. So, how did you break free from this negativity thought tunnel, this negative thought tunnel that you had buried yourself in, and there's no darkness to be seen? You mentioned some like this ideas before about reaching out a hand. What made you reach out that hand? Like, how did you finally say, okay, this is enough?
Because I realized there was something wrong for me to be in business for what, 8 years at the time, 8 years, and not have really monetized the way that I was expecting. I had an ultimate vision for my life. I still have it, obviously, but I really did not look at it. And the ultimate vision is basically what it is that you want to accomplish in your life. So by the time you're dead, like on your deathbed, what is it?
Yeah.
What was that vision? And so I had to remind myself of that vision. And through much prayer, let me tell you, much prayer, things like at the end of 2019, I was like, okay, something's wrong. I'm going to stop this nonsense, this foolishness. And that's when my friend was like, hey, let's do a dialogue, a live dialogue, series. And we did it the beginning of the year. And that opened up every single door. I'm telling you, peace. I'm telling you, things just like the doors. It was like the heavens shone upon me. It was like this golden
Ooh,
light. Seriously. That settled everything. When
wow.
I made the decision to step beyond that comfort zone and that pain and that crazy, crazy off mindset, that's when I stepped out, even though I was
Okay.
uncomfortable and awkward.
Okay. So you had to make the decision. You just
Yeah,
say
that
enough,
decision.
enough. This comfort zone that I'm in right now is not serving anyone. It's
Yep,
time to step out.
that's right.
And as soon as you did that, as soon as you said yes to opportunities, as soon as you said yes to the unknown, things
Doors.
began to change. Doors open.
Yep.
Wow. And I love how you mentioned that you collaborated with a friend.
Yes.
Ooh, because I don't know if you know this, Marcia, but one of my favorite statements, I say it all the time and time again, together we thrive.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
We can make
That's
forward
true.
moves independently. We might get somewhere, but when we finally start to work together with each other, that's when we truly thrive.
Yes. I agree with that. That's beautiful.
Mm,
Oh, yeah. And that's
yeah,
so very true.
yeah. Wow. So, wow. How have you shining your light, Marcia, impacted what's going on with the world now?
Well, I've I share with people that, hey, it's okay to have these feelings, of being stressed out, and because we're in a rough time. We're in a very rough time.
Yeah.
Um and I really help them to try to move beyond what they're seeing with their natural eyes and to see that there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And when we're all out of this, it's no, things are not going to be the same. And that's okay. But the thing is, just keep moving. And as you keep moving, you will see that you want to use this time to prepare yourself for something new and to open yourself up
Oh,
to newness.
okay. So use this time to prepare ourselves for something
Yes,
new.
and I encourage people, yeah, with that.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, I love what you said about keep making those forward moves intentionally, putting one
Yep.
foot in front of the other, getting it going, getting it going. Ooh, that's absolutely beautiful. Wow. So I would love to learn how we can connect further with you. You are shining your light so bright. You're making moves. You are inspiring the world right now with your 5 brands. You're a huge inspiration because you are getting it going. You're doing what you're preaching. You're not telling someone to do what what you've never even done. You're actually living the life that you're encouraging others to live, coloring outside the lines.
Yes.
So, how can we learn more about you and connect further?
So you can reach me at standout at thebrandnaked.agency.co. That's co, not .com. And then they can also reach out, you guys can reach out to me by linkedin.com/in/Marcia McCray, all
Can you
one word.
spell that? Can you spell
Yes,
that for us?
yes. MARC as in Catherine, IAM as in Mark, C as in Catherine, RAY. And you can reach out to
Okay.
me there. Yep. And you can go to my website, www.thebrandnakedagency.co.
The
Woo!
brandnakedagency.co, not
Yep.
.com,
Yep.
.co, because
.co.
it's a company. Awesome, awesome. Marcia, like I really want to say that I appreciate you shining your light because you're such an inspiration. Again, we kind of touched on this idea that together we thrive. It's not just an idea; it's a way of life.
Yeah.
And I believe that when we really hone in on that, once we truly and honestly believe that we worked when we're no longer looking to push others down but rather pull others up with us, that's what ultimately leads to this vision of global unity.
It's true.
That's what ultimately leads to us working together unified towards a common cause because now we're we're working together. We're no longer we're no longer in this mindset of scarcity,
That's
in this mindset of competition. And so this has been such a great conversation, and I know a lot of us out there needed to hear this. Or I don't like the word need either because it implies that that we that we don't have everything we need within us.
mm,
But I know that, and I believe that we do. We have everything we need within us. It's a matter of taking the time to pull it out.
yes.
So I'm sure a lot of us out there were welcoming, more so welcoming, this message to pull out what we have within us, the gold within each of us. So, do you have any final last words that you would like to share with us today?
Yes. I want you all to uncover, okay? What does that mean? Undress, get nude, and not literally, but literally taking off things that people have put on you, the clothing that they've put on you. This is the reason I call it the brand naked agency.
Brand
Because
Naked Agency.
people's ideas of who you should be and what you should be doing, they they're putting their clothes on you, their ideas, their limitations on you. And it's about taking those things off and
Take
then
it off.
just get, yes. And then just trying to get now, start building up the foundation, the things that fit your body that were designed specifically for your body. They were made for you. So your values, your core values, you get dressed in those,
Ooh.
you know? So that's what I want you to get dressed in, the clothing that was designed specifically for you.
Yes, I love that image of just taking off uh, the negative limiting beliefs that have been imposed on you that now clothe you and weigh you down because they
Yes.
don't fit.
Right. Yes. Yes.
They don't fit quite right. They're itchy.
Oh yeah.
Take it off. Take it off.
Absolutely. And they don't let people see the true you. When you have other people's clothing, when you allow other people to clothe you, they don't see you. They see that other person's image because they're putting their stuff on you. But
Wow.
you want to come out of that and be who
Yes.
you are.
Brand Naked Agency.
Yes.
Be you.
Yes.
Be you. Get naked, but then put your own clothes on.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. I love this. This is so good, Marcia. Thank you so much for blessing us with your light, your golden light, and your positivity and your energy.
Thank you. Can I just say one thing?
Of course.
Stand up, stand out, and take your place in the world.
Stand up, stand out, and take your place in the world. I'm breathing that in. Wow. Okay. You are listening to Golden Sessions with doc.PEACE on KNSJ 89.1 FM radio. That concludes today's session with Marcia McCrae of the brand Naked Agency, Hug a Plush, and 3 other brands that are incredible and golden. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, you are gold. We all are. And together, we thrive. I'm doc.PEACE. Shine on.
Let's do it. Are you my friend? I'll admit, I'm confused. I used to friend request and now I follow. Am I in this alone? I once thought that birds flew solo, each bird on its own, just feathers and bone, relying alone on their wings to soar. Now I see that even though they move independently, they are part of something much greater than what they could be individually. And like a bird, I may sing to my own music and dance to my own drum, but connections round me, reminding me that I am not alone. My purpose is greater than me, myself, or I. I once believed that whether or not I chose to use my gifts was my prerogative. But does bearing my talents to you or I any good? Pardon my mind delay. Sometimes I may need to remind my mind what it's capable of. Jog myself from doubt to a confident state. See, I am not alone, my friend. And neither are you. I see you. We are in this flock together for the better, and together we thrive. Together we thrive.